Today's program is sponsored by the Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we are your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, health, wellness, and sex.
A lot of sex.
Learn and laugh with us anytime, any place.
Hey, we've always got something great to say.
Because it's us, so stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Another great show. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. I love Halloween.
You know, I woke up this...
Witches.
I know. It's all about the witches, bitches.
Oh. Oh, my gosh.
The female dogs.
I understand.
Yes.
Okay, I hope everybody else does, too.
So, tell us a little bit about Halloween.
I thought you wanted to talk about Halloween.
I would love to, but I know it's your thing.
Oh, is that what you think?
That's what I know.
Okay, then. So, Halloween happens right between fall and winter. Okay? I mean, it's just a wonderful time of witches and goblins and ghosts and, of course, my broomstick, which you know I love so much.
You take it to work every day.
The problem with my broomstick, though, is it doesn't fit in my little car now. So it's crazy. But anyway, Halloween is a time of celebration and superstition. And it comes from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. And that's where people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off any roaming ghosts.
I know.
So you're in a costume all the time. So I'm just curious, what are you trying to ward off?
Well, I'm in a Superman costume.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Big man of steel. You know, it's also another very special day. Well, yesterday was another special day.
Tell us about it.
It was the War of the Worlds.
Ah,
yeah.
What a great movie. Been redone.
Well, actually, this is like, this is from 1938. There was a whole broadcast.
That's right.
Orson Welles. Do you remember that?
I do remember. I wasn't there.
See, I almost got you there.
But it was such a scary
It was a fiasco.
Radio broadcast.
Yeah.
People thought it was true.
Yeah.
There was mass panic.
Because this episode was this anthology series, the Mercury Theater on the Air. And what happened was people actually really believed, because they were announcing it and it was Orson Welles, they actually really believed that it was really going to happen. There were news bulletins. They suggested that there was really alien invasion coming. How crazy is that? Wouldn't you have been frightened?
It's still going on today.
Okay.
They're talking about alien invasion.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true. But you see, in 1938, they weren't expecting that. We're expecting it now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and I know that we live amongst the aliens anyway. We have alien friends, you and I do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, I know. It's
And
a crazy
that's
thing.
what happened this week in history.
Yes, it is exactly what happened.
Well, I've got some new terminologies.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. I want to hear your new terms.
Okay. There's a new word that's been coined. It's called ineptocracy.
Ineptocracy?
Ineptocracy.
What does that mean?
Well, ineptocracy is a system of government where the least capable to lead are elected by the least capable of producing.
We're not allowed to use names, right?
No names.
No names. Okay.
And where members of society least likely to sustain themselves or succeed are rewarded with goods and services paid for by the confiscated wealth of a diminishing number of producers.
I like the word.
I love it too.
It's a really good one. Okay, but we won't mention any names.
Ineptocracy. No.
Ineptocracy. Amazing. What a cool word that is.
And, I very seldom talk about politics. We love talking about sex. That is our thing. Sex, health, wellness.
Yeah. Okay. A little beauty and fashion in there too.
That's right, because as you know, we make you healthier, wealthier, and sexier every time you listen to us.
Yes, that's why people should tune into us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so I have a friend of mine who's a pilot, and he was telling me this story.
Okay.
And he was flying Air Force One, and he was with Michelle and Oprah. And
are you kidding me? Stop this.
No. This is true story. So Obama was talking to Oprah, and he said, I could throw a $1,000 bill out the window right now and make somebody very, very happy.
Hoppy?
Happy, yes.
Hoppy. It's hoppy time.
So Oprah, you being Oprah, so she said to Obama, you know what? I could throw 10 $100 bills out the window and make 10 people very happy.
That would, yeah, okay.
And of course, Michelle, being Michelle and just a wonderful lady, she said, well, if that's the case, I could throw $110 bills out the window and make 100 people very happy right now. So my buddy Bill, the pilot, I shouldn't mention any names. Anyway, so
But you just mentioned a whole bunch.
Well, so my friend Bill, he's listening to this, and he rolled his eyes back up into his head, and he said to his co-pilot, nobody else heard him. He said, there's such big shots out there. I could throw all three of them out the window and make 256 million people very happy.
And I agree. And that, my friends, is exactly what ineptocracy is all about.
Ineptocracy.
Ineptocracy. Without mentioning any names, of course.
So, do you know?
I'm sure I do.
I've been I've been in the housing market for a little bit now.
Yeah.
Figuring out what to do.
Right.
With my
I do know.
big old house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think of some smart reasons to downsize.
Smart reasons?
I always thought of that moving up in life means buying a bigger home. Well, and I think it's really time to set the record straight.
I agree with you. I don't think that it's always about being in a bigger home. It's being
it's
in a
always
smarter.
bigger and better.
No,
right,
no,
it's
no,
being
no.
Smarter.
Smarter. I don't think bigger is always better, but smarter is always better.
That's right. And, families, have plenty of room to downsize without really cramping their style.
Of course.
I mean, all of those
How much stuff do you really need?
3,500, 5,000 square foot homes or bigger. Wow, that's crazy.
You know what? That's what they're looking. That's what the people who live in them. That's what they want.
Okay, well, God bless them.
You know what I mean?
Then.
I mean, it's true, but I mean, it's not always the smartest thing. But that's my opinion, and obviously your opinion, but not their opinion.
Not theirs. That's right. Mm-hmm. And the average new single family home comes in just at under about 2,600 square feet.
Yes, I know.
According to the latest census data.
Uh-huh.
Now, you might think that that's all a little big until you look back in history. Like in 1950, when my parents and your parents
were much smaller.
That's right. The average home was less than 1,000 square feet.
And they made do really well.
And the families were bigger back then.
Yes. But, times definitely have changed. Definitely have changed. And it's a crazy thing. Then they had fields, and they had more greenery, and they had more fresh food. And now we've taken up all of the land, all of the fresh land, and put houses on it. And the houses were so much bigger that they've taken up, everything. And now we also have all of the, fast food restaurants and everything. So now they've taken all the space away, made these big homes.
Well, everybody's belly is getting bigger, so maybe
everybody's getting
homes.
sicker too.
Mm-hmm.
They're dying earlier.
Well, moving into a smaller home, might feel like a step down, but if you take a closer look, and I've really been thinking a lot about this, there's really quite a few upsides to a smaller home. There
is, because you don't need all that crazy stuff.
I always say less is more.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And
simplicity.
Yep, simplicity. That's right. Live simple. And one question that I always hear when the topic of downsizing comes up is, where am I going to put all of my stuff?
Well, get rid of your stuff.
That's right.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. Yard sales, eBay's, Craigslist, and sell it.
I've just been not even selling so much of it. I've just been donating a lot of stuff. I mean,
but that's who you are.
Some things I do sell, and what's so great about that is you get a little bit of extra cash. It's like found money because you wouldn't have had it. So
That's
you
right.
can do nice things with it, like, invest it for later, or
Invest
of course,
with DC Alexander. Yeah, no, I took the words right out of your
Yes,
mouth.
you did. I was about to say, of course, Dina can help with that. Yes, so DCAlexander.com, everybody. But beyond that,
Sell it and take that money to the bank, baby. Call Dina and she will tell you where to put it.
yeah, if it's in your wallet today, it'll grow tomorrow. But besides that, aside from, investing your money, you live more simply and easily. And there's just not all that, what is it? Clutter. It's clutter. Clutter clutters your brain.
It
You
sure
can't
does.
think when there's too much.
Yeah, we did a whole thing on
We did a whole show on
office clutter.
Yeah, we did. But the thing is that sometimes in the office it's a little bit different. Some people need clutter to actually think and be creative. But when you're home, you want it to just have a nice, comfortable, spacious feeling. And if you have a smaller home, you can still have that spacious feeling
That's right.
without all the clutter.
A smaller home means less space, but it also means less time, stress, and money spent on the upkeep.
That is correct. And you know what? If you don't want it to feel too small, put up a mirror. Okay? Mirrors elongate the room.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Now, think of all the fun you could have if you didn't have to polish your miniature unicorn collection.
Fortunately, I don't have my miniature unicorn collection anymore because I gave it away. But I'm happy that I don't have those little statues. Not that they were actually all unicorns. There were other things too.
Yeah, just taking up space and collecting dust.
Absolutely. And you must be so happy without that little car collection.
Oh, yes. I'm happy without that sneaker collection.
Oh, and those wax figurines that you had?
Yes.
Wow, they were dust collectors.
Oh, they were life size, so yeah.
They were scary. You're a scary man.
But
and when it got really hot, they would melt. It was awful.
Everybody kind of looks like old. Anyway, shrinking your square footage, might mean more time that you can spend with your loved ones.
Absolutely. Because you're not cleaning as much.
That's right. And it just might be the kick in the pants you need to spend more quality time together with your mate.
I completely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part about it is, aside from, selling it, whatever, getting a few bucks, but giving things away and putting a smile on somebody else's face, priceless.
It really is. And we've talked about this before. I don't know where I've collected all of my clothes, but, I have, and I'm not getting personal, but I have a couple hundred pair of pants in like different sizes.
I understand that. I've done that over the years.
Ranging from 28 to 32.
I've given so much stuff away, especially when I was a lot heavier. I gave away all of that stuff. But recently, I can't even believe it. This built up because, the past, few months, I've been dealing with all my other stuff. So I haven't had time to go through stuff. Oh my God. I gave away contractor bags filled with clothing.
Oh,
and
yeah, we were
I
talking
felt
about that, yeah.
so good about it because the people were just so happy. And it was just such a happy feeling for me to be able to give it because the stuff was good. I just wasn't using it. And so what do you need it for?
So if you're not using it, just lose it.
Agreed.
Let someone else find it.
Agreed.
They'll be glad you did.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
Being Halloween, there's there's a lot of blood and gore
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah,
And
there is.
being trend radio, there's a lot of health and having sex.
Yeah, there is.
And I wanted to talk about something that combines the two.
Oh, blood and sex? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But so if you are squeamish, you probably want to turn your radio down right now, because
This is a study, isn't it?
it was written by Tara Ford, a physician at the Medical Center for Female Sexuality.
Okay. So as long as it's a study, we're good.
Yeah, and this was the study was done in Purchase, New York.
Okay.
Alrighty, so 50 Shades of Grey.
I got it.
Okay. She wrote an article or a study about having sex during your period.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
Okay.
and everybody remembers that 50 Shades of Grey.
I think everybody knows that 50 Shades of Grey was a little bit sexual.
A little sexual.
And a lot
Of, yes.
Yes.
Well, anyway, do you remember the tampon scene? It was in the book, not the movie.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I know.
Well, it's still making a buzz about having sex on your period. You know, is it safe?
Well, that's actually, what do you mean safe?
What? No, these are the questions.
Really?
Yeah.
People are concerned whether it's safe or not?
They're concerned if it's safe. Will they like it? Will my partner like it?
I don't think that it would be anything different than actually having sex any other time, except if you have white sheets, be careful. You know what I mean? Put something down or change the sheets, the color of the sheets.
Well, according to Dr. Tara Ford, here's what she says you should know about having sex during your period.
Okay.
The good, bad, and the slightly messy, as she puts
Yes.
it.
Okay. The slightly messy. Well, that's what it's always about, the slightly messiness when it comes to the sheets. You know how I feel about the sheets. Like, we've had these conversations about like chocolate and whipped cream and caramel on the sheets.
Yeah, but most of us don't have 1,000 count
It's not
thread.
it's not that. It's just, it makes it look ugly no matter what your count of your thread is on your sheets. So anyway, so go on.
Well, the doctors say, and many doctors agree with this, if the patient is comfortable with it, then it's great to continue having sex throughout the month, and you know, not to take a break. It's perfectly natural and safe for both partners.
Of course. And the best part about it is, honestly, you don't get pregnant when you are actually menstruating. When you're having sex, there's no chance, really, very little chance of becoming pregnant. So if, you know, you're not wanting to use that condom and you are only with one person, then that's a safe time.
Oh, okay. And you know what? She says also the patient's bigger concern is exactly what you said, the sheets.
You see that?
Yeah.
So that's when you pull out, you know, the burgundy sheets or the black sheets, you know, and you don't worry about it so much because, you know, you're not going to stain.
Well, Dr. Ford recommends putting down a towel on the bed, or, you know.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, you know, it depends on how much activity there is. But the towel is going to move. You know, just if you have those buttercream sheets, don't use them that day.
She also says get busy in the shower. I
Okay.
can't believe this from a doctor.
Yeah, well, why?
No, I'm just,
Doctors have sex too,
I
and they certainly want their patients to have sex and enjoy themselves.
guess you're right.
I know that I am.
You know, she also says, don't be concerned if you see dark red or brown clumps during or after sex. That is just older blood cells and, you know, and the uterine lining.
Yeah.
And she says it's perfectly
Tissue.
normal. Yes.
Tissue.
Now, she says you might like it a lot.
Well, I'm going to just put this out there. For those of you who have sometimes, you know, have a little bit of trouble with being comfortably lubricated, I don't know quite how to say this like that, but basically, you don't have to worry about it that time either. You see, it's got everything all in one sweet little package.
Well, Dr. Ford also says that, arousal is different for every woman, and that that some may be too distracted by their period and its annoyances to actually get in the mood.
Oh, bummer.
But for others, menstruation could be quite a turn on, because your estrogen and testosterone levels are at different times during the day.
Can I interrupt you?
Sure.
You have to say menstruation.
Oh, did I say
we have
menstrual?
to-
You said menstruation.
Oh,
Yeah, menstruation.
okay.
So I didn't want to correct that. I would rather you go back and fix that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I could just have you say it at the end of this. I'll just make a note of it.
No, I'll just kind of go over this because I think I read it wrong anyway.
Oh, okay, so
So just let me read this through. We'll start from arousal is different for every woman, and some women. Arousal is different for every woman, and some may be a little too distracted by their period and its annoyances to actually get in the mood for sex. But for others, menstruation could be quite a turn on because your estrogen and testosterone are at different levels
Yes.
during the day.
Absolutely. And so you are just going high, low, and that's the truth. So sexually, you're high, low, and it could be a lot of fun.
By the way, were we recording that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Now, some women feel they're more aroused and more sensitive.
There's definitely a lot of sensitivity. I mean, that I can speak firsthand, only because, I've definitely had my period for years. So,
And you really are very, very smart. Dr. Ford says that the flow also serves as extra lubricant.
I am very smart, I know. You always tell me I always know everything. So, I know this too.
I always say you're a know-it-all.
I am not a know-it-all in a bad way, though.
I never said that. I just said you're a know-it-all.
Depends on how you want to take it. But anyway, yeah, it does. So you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Now, women, according to Dr. Tara, they shouldn't assume that their partner will not want to during their period.
I think this is a conversation that needs to happen before anything.
Okay.
Because it's the kind of thing that either you're into it or you're not. And if you're not, it's a turn off. And that's kind of yucky.
You're right, because it's often the person who's menstruating who puts a stop to sex, and some people will be more open to it than others.
That's because honestly, you're feeling a little like gloomy and bloated, and not pretty and yucky, and there's so many different things. Sometimes you have a headache and you feel swollen and pain and la la la. Anyway, if you can get past that and have this conversation with your partner, it can actually be a really cool time.
That's right. And don't spring it on him at the heat of the moment.
Oh, no. Have a conversation over dinner one night. You're discussing it. You're talking about it. Something to think about. And then next time, your little girlfriend is visiting, then you say, hey, you know what? The time is here. The time is right. We have the time. Let's do this time. And go for it.
That's right. Good communication can always lead to great sex at any time, even
Of course.
during menstruation or not.
Absolutely.
3, 2, 1.
Now, some periods can last more than a week, and sometimes a woman's ovulation can overlap with menstruation. And on top of that, sperm can live for up to 5 days.
Yeah, you're right. That is the truth.
Yeah. I thought it was 3 to 5 minutes like most guys last.
No. Those little guys, they stay in there. So,
Yeah, 3 to 5 days,
It's very
not 3 to
important to
5
practice
minutes.
safe sex. Yes.
Okay. Practice the safe sex. And
Always be safe.
yeah, you'll be glad you did. I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got static? Does your hair fly away? Prioritize and winterize. Spritz your hairbrush, comb through, and now you're ionized. Say hello to beautiful.
Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did. Good morning.
Good morning, Dina. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous, guys.
Fabulous. And what are we going to talk about today?
You know, we're lucky enough to have a young person right here in the studio with us. Dina, do you want to ask him some questions?
Yeah.
Definitely. Mike, tell us, you're young and we're talking about young people and how their credit is being used properly. Tell us about some of your experiences.
Well, growing up, I was always afraid of credit. I was always like, oh, credit's bad. You know, people get in trouble with it. You know, people do all those. They get the application sent and they go to college and they're 18 and they just get 10 different credit cards and max them out. Kind of what Anthony was talking about. So I was so scared. I actually didn't get my first credit card till I was 22 years old. And I'm very smart and safe with it, but I think I waited a little too long also because I was scared of it. There's people who aren't educated and do too much with it, and then there's people like me who were very timid and scared and waited too long. Like didn't wait too long, but I could have gotten a credit card and been smart with it earlier on than I did.
Well, how do you think that would be a good way to educate young people about credit and
How is my experience educate people?
Well, what would you suggest that I do to help educate people?
Really, it's just I think there's always a big hex where people are just like, it's this is bad, but be smart with it, and they're very intense about it. Maybe kind of take the intenseness off and be like, it's real easy to start out slow and then pick up your purchases on credit as you go along.
Such as what we were talking about with just getting one credit card, learning how to use it smartly, maybe start real small with, putting $100 on it, paying it off, and just practicing that routine.
That's exactly what I do now, actually. I'll go out and I just started, when I got my first credit card, I would pay for gas and then I would pay it off, and then I would get just little things here and there that, hey, why not use the credit card and build up that little pieces of credit so you can just be sure you can pay it off. And then over time, when you're really good at budgeting your money, I guess you can then be more frugal, I guess, with it and just keep using it more.
And have you been checking your credit?
I have been. I actually need to check it this year. I haven't yet, but
well, this will be a reminder.
We're all going to now.
Yeah,
definitely.
We're gonna all do that.
Yeah, listening to this whole thing and talking to you guys, I'm just like, oh man, I have so much I need to catch up on.
It's okay. I mean, as long as you're obtaining some knowledge from this informational, gathering, whatever. I mean, just use it and learn from it and just keep building that way.
Well, I always learn a lot whenever you come in, Dina, so it's always great to have you, teach me more. I'm only 24, so I still have a lot to learn.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're learning and keep up the good work.
Thank
Sounds
you
like
very
you're
much.
on the right track.
Take control of your finances. Don't let them take control of you. DCAlexander.com.
Consult with Dina today. You'll be glad you did.
Elise, we have such a special guest.
Yes, we do. Don't we always?
We always have great guests. Yes, we do. But this guy, you look at him and your mouth starts to water.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
I like that.
You're absolutely right. And I'm so happy that you're admitting that.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Whatever.
My friend Anthony, I call him Anthony Mafaldo, but that's not really his name. What's his real
No,
name?
his real name is Anthony Mimone. And
He looks more
it's
like a Mafaldo to me.
Well, that's because of his restaurant.
He has
It's Mafaldi's.
Yes, a fabulous Italian restaurant in the heart of Hamilton Square.
Nottingham Way.
Is it Nottingham Way or Hamilton Square?
3681 Nottingham Way.
I'm pretty much.
It's all right. You can find it from one way or
We're
the
in
other.
the neighborhood. Well, so welcome to our show today,
Thank you.
Anthony.
It's an honor being here. I really appreciate this.
We're really happy to have you. And I want to tell Elise that, and all our listeners, that this is actually not a new restaurant, but a new restaurant for me that I found a few weeks ago.
Okay, so then tell me the correct pronunciation of this restaurant.
Well, don't ask me. Ask Anthony.
It's Mafalda's.
Okay. See, okay, I got it wrong.
Oh.
So I wanted to make sure that I
You're never wrong.
But I
You
was.
tell me that all the time.
Oh, no, I never do. You're always saying I'm always right, which I appreciate, but I just wanted to make sure that it was...
All right, enough about you. Let's
Oh
talk
my
about
gosh,
Anthony.
I wanted to make sure that the restaurant pronunciation was correct.
So,
Tell us about your food. That's what I want to hear about, the food.
I'm not trying to brag, but when you taste my food, you're going to think it's the best food out there.
I so badly wanted to get there last night. After we were talking, I wanted to get to your restaurant, and I couldn't.
Well, stop by tomorrow then.
I'm going to make sure that I'm there at your restaurant, and I'm going to taste your food.
All right, thank you.
yeah,
Absolutely.
It really is delicious. Tell us a little bit about you, because you're a young guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you've been in the restaurant business for how many years?
Almost 9 years going on right now.
So you started very, very young.
Around the age of 13, I started off, and I was a bus boy. And I moved up to a waiter, then a manager. And then one day, Anthony called me up and says, "You want to buy a restaurant with me?" So then we bought Mafalda's.
That's terrific. Now, what was Mafalda's before?
It was previously El Cielo, but it's mostly known as Don and Marie's. I was like the one big restaurant there, and then they ended up selling to others.
Wow. Do you have any specialty dishes that you have that everybody absolutely has to have?
The two biggest ones is the butterfish with Anthony. You had that.
I had it.
Yep.
Was excellent.
I
It was
saw
fun.
that on the website. I wanted to try
really,
that.
really good.
Yeah, it's real good.
Okay.
It's Hawaiian sea bass and a beurre blanc sauce, and it's over angel hair pasta, jumbo lump crab meat, and the top with artichoke hearts and sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
It was delicious. Yeah,
I
it was
want that.
delicious.
And then the other one is a
You didn't save me any?
I did.
Oh,
You didn't save her any?
I
You should have
did,
brought
no.
some in. She tried it?
I didn't.
She didn't try it. I haven't seen her since Saturday.
Okay.
So it was Saturday.
Okay. So I want to taste
Yeah,
it.
and it's delicious.
Okay, I'm sure.
And you have another.
Oh, yeah, the seasoned chicken. It's a half a chicken on a bone, slow
love
cooked.
that.
Oh, yeah, and it's sauteed in balsamic vinaigrette on top of the roasted potatoes.
Excellent. And when we, it was funny when we were in 2 weeks ago. I saw a bunch of my friends and other hairstylists, and everybody was raving about the chicken cacciatore.
Oh, yeah. And I do mine in a white sauce. That's why everybody loves it. They're used to the red sauce, but
Oh
we do
my
a white.
God! See, we're gonna have to go, and we're gonna have to taste everything. Do you do the traditional dishes like?
Oh, yeah.
traditional
I
Italian?
drape. You know what that is? Tripe. You know what that is, right?
I do.
Okay. Do you like it?
I love it.
Oh, good. You'll love mine then.
Of course.
For those who don't know what it is, would you give us a little?
To say it nicely, it's like a pig intestines, but it's the way it's done. It's
Thank you.
Really...
Thanks. Yeah. I've actually eaten that quite a few times. I just have to be honest, I didn't really actually know what it was. Okay, then.
We ruined it for her.
Does it look like waffle fries or something?
Thanks.
It looks like coral.
Coral.
Like if you go scuba diving, you see coral up close. It's that's kind of what it looks like.
All right, I've never had it, so let's talk about that particular dish. It doesn't, the way you put it nicely, doesn't sound like something I would probably.
You either love it or hate it. That's why I always tell people, try it first, and if you like it, I'll tell you what it is. And if not, I'll get you something else. But everybody loves it.
That's really smart. That happened to me once in a restaurant. They brought out one of their signature dishes. They said, try it. And if you like it, I'll tell you what it is. So I tried it, of course. I thought it was absolutely delicious. And then I come to find that I was eating the stomach of a goat. And, and it was delicious. And I kind of lost it a little bit, but then I finished.
Yeah, that's why you always got to eat it before you put up that mental block. That's why.
Yeah. And I've had tripe before, and it was prepared deliciously, so I will taste yours.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now that I know what it is, it's a little freaky, but it's okay. I can handle it.
So tell us a little more about your restaurant, about the people you have there. It seems like a real family affair. We want to know about the chefs that you have in the
Yeah,
back.
tell us everything.
Yeah.
It really is a whole family operation because I'm partners with my uncle. And then most of his family, they were working there in the beginning. So it's like everybody knows everybody on the floor. And even in the kitchen in the back, my chef has his two sons working there. So you get the family in the front of the house and family in the back of the house.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice.
It
Everything
makes for a
goes
really
real
nice
that way.
atmosphere. Yeah.
And what I found in the several times that I've been to the restaurant, everything is presented beautifully. There are things that you don't see at other Italian restaurants. It's not the spaghetti and meatballs, although I believe you have that. It's
Well, that's
not
what I was asking. If you do the traditional.
We do traditional and we do the new wave stuff like fusion stuff.
Sure.
And who comes up with those recipes?
My chef.
He does.
Yep.
He just knows, or he.
Yeah, I don't know. He just must think about it, meditate, and think of something good and make it up.
Wow.
Now that's awesome.
Yeah, it really is good.
But I like how you mentioned, though, everything's presented nicely because
Yes.
there's an old saying in the Asian traditions that the food needs to look as good as it tastes.
I agree completely.
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I do
and
too.
you know, we agree with that. I know you agree with that also.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important. Presentation is
It's key.
It is very, very much so, because why would you want to taste it or eat it? You know, I mean, obviously you're going to smell it and it should smell good, but then the taste, of course, is the most important. But if it doesn't look good, why would you want to taste
And
it?
even if it tastes good, if it doesn't look appetizing, you won't
Then
be
you
back
won't
there.
be.
It won't stand out.
Exactly. Oh, so that's nice to know. Oh, I can't wait to try it.
Yeah, you'll really will enjoy it.
I'm sure I'll be glad I did.
What's your favorite dish?
Yeah, there's so many choices to pick from. I like something that we do. Well, I love the tripe, of course, but we have a steak special once in a while. It's really a treat for me. It's a 21-day dry-aged bone-in sirloin steak, and when you age it that way, it gives it a whole new flavor.
Oh, you would probably love that, Anthony.
Yeah, you actually had that on the menu.
Yeah.
Saturday when we were there, and it was a toss up between, well, that steak was kind of my first choice. Everybody was talking about the chicken cacciatore, but that butterfish just sounded
That's
really
fantastic, the
good.
butterfish.
I would have gone with the butterfish too.
And some of the people that we were with that night had the butterfish and said, "You really have to get that in."
I
Yeah,
can't
that's
wait
one
to
of our
taste
main
that
house
butterfish.
dishes.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to taste it.
Now, you also cater.
Yes, been doing a lot of catering lately. We also just worked at a deal, so we're actually working out of Cedar Gardens too. Now that can hold up to 1,000 people.
Wow.
But so far, I got about 12 catering halls right now. Saying Gardens, Cedar Gardens, Nottingham Ballroom, Elks Lounges.
I love how they're keeping it local.
Yes.
You know, we're really big on that.
Yeah.
We really, really, really love it when we can utilize for different events local restaurants, local businesses. So I love how that area is keeping it local and using your restaurant.
Yep, yeah, Hamilton's a great place.
Oh, we love it there. We love it. We're there a lot, doing all kinds of different things, right?
Yeah, I got the first time I had my hair styled was in Hamilton. Your shopping center wasn't there at the time, but it was right across the street.
Well, I think before my shopping center, it was the German market. Am I
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yep,
Heinz's-
German
Heinz's-
meat market.
Yes,
It's going way back.
yes.
That is going way back. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a hairstylist there somewhere, and that was I think I was in 7th grade, and it was the first dance I was going to, and I went out there and got
And
my
we're
hair
going
styled.
way back there. Way back.
Well, 7th grade, that was only like
That
maybe
was
20,
way back. Stop.
25 years ago, something
Stop
like
it
that.
right now. Stop. Even Anthony's laughing.
There's a lot of Anthony's in your family there.
Yeah, a lot of Anthony's. My partner, his grandson. We have some other people that come into work here. Their name is Anthony. We got about 4 Anthonys.
Terrific.
It's a good name.
It is. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anthony over here likes it too.
I like it. Tell us a little more about the catering and what is it the same food that you cater at the restaurant, or do you have a menu? I know it's whatever the people want.
Yep. And I'm glad you asked that, because what I say about my catering is, most places you'll go and you'll eat the food at the restaurant, and for catering, it's just like mass-produced food. Whether it's a catering event or you're actually eating in my restaurants, it's the same type of food. We put the same care in every dish, whether it's for 1,000 people or for one person.
That's so important also, because you're absolutely right. If we go to an event and there's so many people, sometimes we don't like the food.
Yeah, or they'll buy like the chicken paw, it'll be frozen and stuff. It's just everything that we do, though.
Okay, it's all fresh.
And what I always tell everybody, you come in for a free taste testing, and if you're thinking about having an event, we'll give you a nice, beautiful taste testing.
I was impressed by that when we
I
were.
love that. That's fantastic.
No, this guy, I told you, he really is. For a young man, he's quite a businessman. When we were there, this is what impressed me, and I think I even told you after they left. But it had to be 10 o'clock, 10:30, and somebody walks in at the end of the night and says, I want to have a party.
And for 20 people.
For 20 people. And Well, you tell the story.
Well, she came in and she was asking about the restaurant, and I said I took a business card. I said, "You want to taste my food?" I wrote on the back, "Comp for two." I said, "You and your husband come in, have dinner on me, and you'll love my food so much, I guarantee you're going to want to have your party here." Well, actually, yesterday she came in.
Did she?
She did take the offer up. She came with her husband, and yeah, they're calling me back this week, hopefully, and we got the party.
How big
Congratulations.
Is,
Thank
is your restaurant?
I could fit about 70 inside and maybe about 25 outside.
The outside is very nice, and it's a very intimate restaurant, and it doesn't look as big as what the amount of people, because the way that it's set up.
It's like a maze. You start in the one side and you go in the back, and the back can fit all the people.
Yes. So it's not one big room with a lot of echoing. It seems like, as you said, it's a maze. You walk into an area, there's maybe 4 tables here. You turn the corner, there's another 4 tables. And
so if you were having a party there, let's just say on a Saturday night.
Okay.
And let's just say you needed the person needed the entire place. That's
Yes.
okay?
Yeah, well, I
Could you
would
do that for
I
like a
would
Saturday
do
night?
that, but usually like later on, I tell them like around 7:30, 8 o'clock, because I get all the other dinner people come in.
Sure. So if the party started at 8 o'clock.
I actually had one. A friend of mine just had a giant party there, engagement party for his son. So I said, "Well, come in 8 o'clock, and I'll give you the entire restaurant. I'll let them put whatever music they want on and everything."
Okay. So you have music there. What if you wanted to bring some music in?
Oh yeah, people do that all the time. Sometimes I have accordion players stop in.
you not only have accordion players, who else do you
Oh,
have?
Barbara Trent. You remember her, the
I do
singer
remember
from
Barbara.
Trenton,
Yes.
Landsies. Yeah, she comes every other Wednesday, 6 to 9, and she really puts on a great show.
Oh, wow.
She doesn't take a break or anything. She sings the whole way through.
That's fantastic. Yeah, she's a beautiful voice. That's fantastic.
And you have another guy that comes in. Who is he?
Oh, Salvatore and Eddie Goldberg. They're my 2 accordion players that come in. I
Okay.
usually start getting them a little bit later, like around November through like the winter months.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you also had somebody.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what a great show that was, and I'm sorry you missed it. But this Johnny T, they call him the man of 1,000 voices,
Oh, yeah.
and I had it at the Nottingham Ballroom. It was a luxury buffet there, a nice top shelf bar, but his voice was so great. Like you close your eyes and you think you can actually hear the people singing.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Well, you certainly are. I mean, I can't believe that. What an entrepreneur you are.
Yeah, started young.
That's fantastic.
I like it.
You should be very proud of yourself.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And how long have you and your partner had this particular
About
restaurant?
17, 18 months already.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's been over a year, approaching 2 years soon.
Great.
That's fantastic.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us about yourself? What I was impressed with was when that lady came in and you actually gave her and you comped her the dinner. I was really impressed with that. And the first time that I came into the restaurant, I noticed that you went to every table, and not just once, a couple of times, and just talked to the people. What made you think to do something like that, and what do you talk about when you're sitting at the table with them?
Well, I just go around and make small talk with them and stuff, but I treat them the way I want to be treated. When I go out to eat, I like people to cater to me. I mean, that's why we go out opposed to cooking at home. We want the experience, we want to feel great and everything. I want to make sure that when people come to my restaurant, they have a great time. Very
love
important,
that.
very important for me.
You're absolutely right. That is very important. I say that all the time.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's how you make people feel
And people
is
feel
what
better. Like
is important.
the waitresses could be great, but if the owner comes over and checks up on them, I mean, I always liked that when people did that with me.
It's the truth.
Yeah, it really is. It makes a big difference.
It really does. It's like when people come into the salon, you always greet them.
Always. Yes.
Absolutely. And you always,
I walk
even
over
when
to
you're
them.
even when you're working, you pause for a moment and say hello. You do.
Yeah.
It's very important.
And Anthony kind of reminded me a little bit of myself when when I first met
There
him.
you go. There you go.
He's just a younger version of me.
Well, we even got the same name, too.
yeah,
so,
see?
There you
hey,
go.
what are the odds of that?
I was waiting for it to become about him. Everything is about this man.
Yes, well,
Absolutely.
I think I'm like, 8 or 9, maybe 10 years older than,
You think?
something like that.
Are you thinking that way?
Yeah, sounds about right.
There you go, working without tools again. That's fantastic, though. Well, it is so refreshing to hear these wonderful things, the things that you're saying.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
nice.
What do you see for yourself in the future with the restaurant or?
Having more restaurants, or then also I'd like to go. I was halfway done with college before I bought the restaurant, so I eventually plan to go back in there, get my degree.
Fantastic.
What would
What's
your degree?
I was in a business finance.
Oh,
I was in
perfect.
stocks and everything. So that's
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, you're going to just soar.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he has the personality.
Absolutely.
He has the
and he's
look.
adorable, yeah.
Yes,
and
well.
he's smart, and yeah,
Yeah, great personality.
yeah.
I appreciate
Excellent.
that.
Good
food.
head on your shoulders. Yeah, I absolutely have to just tell you, I'm having a birthday party next April.
Yeah.
My birthday was this past October, but I'm having it in April for so many reasons. Anyway, looking for a place that's going to seat the people, the number of people that I'm going to
How
be
many are
having.
you looking at having?
I'm really looking for. I'm probably thinking about 60 people,
Okay, you can do it
and
my
it's
restaurant.
going to be on a Saturday night,
Okay.
April 2nd.
Yeah, you come stop by and talk to me, buddy.
Yeah, it's going to be April 2nd, Saturday night. Yeah, it is. That is when we're having it. And so, yeah, I am definitely coming in. I'm definitely going to taste your food. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And that's when I told you we're going to probably have Bob Gilmartin.
Oh, he'll be playing?
That's what I'm going to hope and pray for.
Oh,
and he'd be
okay.
perfect there.
Okay. So we could bring our own music.
Yes,
not
you can. Yep.
Taped. It could be live.
Oh, yeah, live entertainment.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
who's this guy you're talking about? Bob Goodmartin.
Bob Gilmartin.
Oh, Bob Gilmore?
He's a friend of ours.
Okay.
And he's got a lovely, lovely sound. We love him.
Yes, he's my
And-
guitar teacher.
Yeah,
Okay, he plays
and-
the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
he's just got a really great sound. And he actually hosted, he did the music for a cocktail party that we had introducing our radio show. And he was just fantastic. Everybody loved him. And I love his sound. And I thought that would be perfect.
And the restaurant is an intimate setting. It'll be
That's
perfect for
that's
that.
the thing.
Yeah, very. I like it to be comfortable because you go to some of these restaurants and they're so fancy, feel out of place. This is like you're eating in your grandmother's kitchen. My restaurant.
I love that.
It really is.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to go.
What and now that you mention that, it really did remind me of my grandmother's house because there's always Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Mel Torme in the music.
I love that.
And it was just a very, very relaxing atmosphere to.
And even when you walk in, I got the Dean Martin right by the door. I
He's
got a
right there.
life-size cutout Dean Martin right when you walk in.
Oh, okay. So that's who greets you. Fantastic. I can't wait to go. I'm excited.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got lips? Want that perfect pout? Find the hue that's right for you. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Shape, stain, and shimmer. Same shade. Say hello to beautiful.
Email us now from AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did. If you're joining us just now, your favorite salon is now your favorite radio show.
We make you healthier, wealthier, and sexier every time you listen.
Tune in to us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we
are Trend Radio. Well, boy, this is one crazy show today.
Oh, yeah. But it's always crazy. It's fun, crazy, and very, very super informative.
Always, always. And here is something, once again, you're not going to hear anywhere except Trend Radio.
I can only imagine. What have you got?
Well,
What is it?
poop time.
After everything we've been talking about today, you have to hit me with the poop.
Well, a lot of people say, they're so full of poop. Well,
He loves, you know what, Mike? He has issues. He loves talking about poop. I mean, this man is like poop oriented?
I can't say he's alone in that. Not to throw you under the bus.
Are you kidding?
I mean, it's kind of something like.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I pulled a Brutus on you.
Oh boy. I'm like surrounded with poop guys.
I grew up in a family with 4 brothers. It's kind of just inherent there.
Oh, yeah. There's had to be a lot of good poop stuff going on around your house.
Still does.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm outnumbered here, obviously. So I guess we're going to go with number 2 after all.
You know, speaking of number 2, you reminded me of when I was a little boy. Our parents taught my sister and I that, you know, you don't say poop or pee or anything like that. You say number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
But my parents, little different. They had little keywords. And if you had to do number 1, you would say, I have to whisper.
I have to whisper.
Yeah, whisper meant number 1. So my uncle is babysitting me. I'm a young boy, and I remember this.
I love this story, actually. Now that I remember what you're
the
talking
story?
Oh, my God. This is so cute and so funny.
I was just a little boy, and my uncle was sleeping on the sofa, and I woke him up, and I shook him. I said, Uncle Don, I have to whisper. And I woke him up, and he go, oh, well, Anthony, just... why don't you whisper in my ear? So I did. He jumped off the sofa and says, what are you doing? I says, Uncle, you told me to whisper in your ear. He said, yeah, I didn't tell you to shout.
Oh. That's very funny. You're very funny.
Anyway.
Okay, we're back to, number
average
1 and
poop
number
time.
2.
Yes, average poop time. It matters. And, you know, let's face it. Poop is not a subject for light dinner conversation or when meeting friends at the coffee shop, but we talk about it all the time. Poop is one of the most misunderstood subjects of human digestion, and that's why we talk about it so often.
Okay.
It's all about human digestion. And at Trend Radio, we love to talk about poop, and we will continue to dig deeper for all of the latest and greatest research on this smelly subject.
Oh, boy. Well, great. I'm so thrilled to know this.
All right. We've talked about what your poop should look like and what it should not look like. So let's talk about the transit time of your poop.
Okay, because that is important because, as Anthony said, poop time matters.
That's right.
Okay, so sometimes people need to schedule the time to do this because
you can't always do that.
It could be a long time, and sometimes you can't schedule it. Okay, so
transit time. Transit time is the amount of time it takes your food to travel from your mouth through your digestive tract to when you finally have a bowel movement.
Okay, so.
Alrighty.
All right.
Okay. In a healthy person, transit time is anywhere from 14 to 24 hours.
Okay.
Now, there are several factors that play an important role here.
Like what?
Your exercise routine.
Okay. I guess what you eat also.
The amount of water you drink.
That's important. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
And the amount of fiber that's in your diet.
And that's also very important. Fiber is so healthy for you.
And what kind of foods should you eat and should you not eat?
Well, you're going to definitely want to eat fruits and vegetables and healthy choices as opposed to, donuts and
unless
pretzels.
they're a peach donut.
Well,
or donut
peaches are different, because that's a fruit. But we want to stay away from the cake and the cookies.
And stay away from the fast food.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Absolutely. Besides, we know what's in the fast food, especially those famous French fries.
Oh, yes.
Silly putty.
Now, you may also want to get checked for things like Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, celiac disease.
Celiac is so popular now, too.
Yeah, everybody's got it. It's got to be something that we're eating.
Gluten.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gluten thing.
Now, most people really aren't quite sure whether their transit time is normal because we really aren't taught to check it.
Ah. Okay. So when you eat a big meal, you need to know that within basically, what is it, 12 to 24 hours? 14 to 24?
14 to 24 hours.
Okay. So, a day and a few hours, half a day, something like that later. Just, watch for it. So be careful what you eat.
Right. And record the time that you eat it. Then keep track of your bowel movements.
Ah, okay. Well, you're eating basically all the time. If you're smart, you're eating 5 mini meals a day. And so you have to know that within the next, half a day to day later, hopefully you'll be digesting properly and that whatever you've ingested will be coming out.
Well,
I was actually saying whatever crap you've ingested will be coming out. So basically,
this is really crazy, but there is a quick and easy way to test how fast or slow your food travels through your digestive
Okay,
tract.
how?
Alrighty. Eat a few spoonfuls of corn kernels.
Oh.
You remember Mr. Henke? Record the time that you eat. And then keep track of your bowel movements. Your stool should be well formed. It shouldn't have to strain too hard to eliminate. Now, there are some easy, natural ways to help your digestive system to help it out and to get back on track.
Like how?
Well,
Like what?
Eating fermented foods.
Okay.
Like sauerkraut or kimchi.
Oh, kimchi's fantastic. I have a great recipe for it. And sauerkraut reminds me of my grandfather. He used to call it sour cabbage.
Yeah. Well, this actually assists in healing the gut by restoring the healthy gut flora.
Important.
And it normalizes digestion and the absorption of nutrients.
Then we should all eat it.
No need for dietary fiber. No need to take a supplement. Eat foods like green leafy vegetables, sweet potatoes, berries, apples, peaches. They're full of beneficial dietary fiber.
Spinach is so good for you. And arugula.
Yes.
Yum.
And also a moderate workout program. Even if it's a walk every day, it will aid in proper digestion.
And we all know that water helps with digestion. Drink half your body weight in ounces of purified water. You'll be glad you did.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. You want more? Go right to our website, 920thevoice.com, click on demand, and scroll directly to us.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to discuss, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.